same time, especially for people who are watching my videos, trying to keep track of what is happening. This video is going to be, inshallah, something very, very different and very, very interesting, very, very important at the same time. Where I'm right now is outside, just to give you some idea about my location, where I am. As you know, a lot of you, that I'm now in Bangladesh. I'll be traveling back to Canada soon, but before that I might go to the States in New York. I might stay there, and I also plan to go to Australia. But in Bangladesh, wallahi, subhanallah, it's very, very beautiful, very, very nice. We're expecting some rain the next coming days. Right now it's very, very hot and warm. If you live in India or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, you will know what I'm talking about. It is pretty, pretty warm. So let's talk about the status quo that are being now challenged or changed or trying to be changed by Vladimir Putin. We have seen what Gaddafi he tried to do. He tried to trade his resources, oil, gas, everything possible through gold. He said, we are not going to be depending on dollar, the mighty dollar. I don't want to use the word almighty because almighty is only one, but you can call it mighty dollar. And he was, being persecuted, not persecuted, he was being, killed. He was assassinated. And a lot of people, they say, well, this was because of his country people. They wanted to get rid of him. But the reality of it is that he did not get any protection whatsoever. So people took advantage of that, and he was killed. And the reason for that, according to many people, again, Gaddafi, the reason he lost his life was because he spoke against the mighty dollar. Then we have seen some other changes, some other Arab leaders, non-Arab leaders, talking about the importance of trading other than gold, and we have seen what happened to their fate as well. Sometimes it happens silently. So for example, even Turkey, Erdogan, we have seen in 2016, there was this attempt for a coup, tried to replace him, that was failed. The reason was because Turkey was becoming, and still they're becoming a growing power, a voice for many Muslims, especially living in Idlib in Syria. And at the same time, Erdogan, as we know, Turkey is in their location, their strategic location is so important, and US, they wanted Turkey to be their puppet, because remember, Turkey is the second largest country in terms of military for NATO. So US, they wanted Turkey to listen and obey. Okay, وَطُعَنَا سَمِعْنَا وَطُعَنَا. Wallahi, this is exactly what they wanted from Turkey, but Erdogan said, no, let me deal my affairs in a different way, the way I want. So you see Turkey sometimes lashing out at Israel. Sometimes they are making partnership with countries like Kazakhstan. They make friendship with this country. Sometimes, some other times they make friendship with other countries. So in other words, their foreign policy is very, very independent. Like Imran Khan, this is exactly Imran Khan is trying to do. Imran Khan, he said to the US, I'm not going to be your puppet because I don't want to listen to you. I want Pakistan to be an independent country when it comes to making foreign policy, just like Erdogan, just like Turkey. And you have seen Imran Khan and Erdogan, they met on several occasions. They tried to make friendship, they try to build a good relationship and whatnot. Whether you like Imran Khan or not, whether you like Erdogan or not, but at the end of the day, they did try to get rid of US power. And in this case, obviously, the dollar power, the mighty dollar power. But here is the thing, the situation right now, according to the Western media, it is getting much worse. It is getting pretty, pretty bad. It is getting out of control. At the same time, we are also seeing Russian, President Vladimir Putin, he is also trying to change. He is trying to shake up the whole status quo that is now in existence. So he's saying that I'm not going to be just like Turkey and Pakistan. He's saying I'm not going to be dealing with petrodollar anymore. You have to pay me with rubles, my currency. I'm going to be friendly with countries who would support me, and I'm not going to be friendly with countries who will not support me, and that could include everybody. Wallahi, Russia, like right now, Putin is saying unfriendly, quote unquote. He used the term unfriendly. The list of unfriendly countries, if you take a look, they are all major powers, right? Still, Putin, he said, I don't care. If you guys are major power, if you have all the money like Germany, France, US, UK, I don't care. You have to listen to me. You have to pay according to what I want, how I want you to pay, not your dollar, mighty dollar. Once dollar is losing its value, trust me, wallahi, dear my sisters, US, they cannot impose sanctions on anybody. I mean, their own economy will struggle right now. Even if US goes into depression, their economy, they can still recover because all of these foreign countries, they have dollar in reserve. So for the sake of their own country's benefit, they have to revive the dollar. Everybody has to work for the dollar. You know, remember actually a long time ago somebody told me it is like a cycle. You're paddling very fast, and all you're doing really is helping just one entity, and that is the dollar. Everybody today, any country in the world, everybody goes to work, wake up in the morning 8 o'clock, they go to protect the dollar, US dollar. So Russia is now, Putin is now challenging that. Putin is saying, no, we will work for our own currency, we will create our own economic system. And so now they're going with China. China, this is exactly what China wanted to happen. If you tell me, brother Syed Mahmud, do you believe China is behind all of this? I would, to a certain extent, agree with that. I would agree that yes, it is China. China is backing Russia. Why? Because for China to become the superpower of the time, they must compete with dollar. And this is exactly what they're doing. So you can say the Western countries, US, European Union, they're using Ukraine as a proxy, okay, as a proxy against Russia. At the same time, to an extent, you can say China is using Russia and the invasion of Ukraine as a proxy for its own currency to become the dominant one. Okay, this is really, if you want to sum up everything that is happening right now in the world, especially between Ukraine and Russia, the Western sanction and everything, you can just put it in this simple few words that I just said. Okay, this is being played by China and the Western powers. Russia is being, to an extent, again, I'm not saying Russia has become a puppet of China. Russia would not mind. Wallahi, if you ask me, did Russia become puppet of China? I would say no, they wouldn't mind. If Putin said, okay, I'll follow Xi Jinping, China, I wouldn't really be surprised because he is fed up with the West. He is fed up with the West. So going with China for him is not going to be really, something unbelievable. He can do that. But the point here is that right now as we speak about the Mahdi, right, the coming of the Mahdi, and I said again and again, you can watch so many lectures and whatnot, but at the end of the day, dear sisters, we have to change, or the status quo, I should say, the status quo has to change for the Mahdi, for the Dajjal to appear. I made many points, I gave you many logic, many reasoning, why this has to happen, that we need to get rid of the current system. And dear sisters, unfortunately, okay, this is my final point. Unfortunately, for the Mahdi to appear, to the Dajjal to appear, for the end of time to come, we will have to go through some painful experience. And that is not because of Mahdi. That is not because of Dajjal. That is not because of the prophecy. Don't blame prophecies. Don't blame hadith. It is because of us. Yes, it's our fault. We have become so greedy. We have become so indifferent to world oppression. Wallahi, that we have to go through this pain. And Allah will test us through this FITAN of World War III, which I again hope and pray never happens, especially in our time. But in the qadr of Allah, humanity, we have seen over the time, they have fought many battles, especially the Europeans, WW1, WW2, and now WW3. So people are greedy, and people are going to be fighting for dominance and power and money, and this is the nature of us. And the Mahdi, when it is time for him to appear, when the end of time is going to be here, we will not see the current system that is in existence right now. Rather, it will be a system that is completely new, completely incapable of preventing the coming of the Mahdi, completely incapable of submitting to the true God, but Dajjal. Okay, this is going to be the time, the situation when people will be so desperate that they will forget. Right now, they are not. Nobody is worshiping Dajjal. Nobody is worshiping anybody other than God. In most parts, okay, in most part, especially this three monotheistic belief, the Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. We are all worshiping still one God. Okay, but a time will come when the Masih, the Antichrist, will appear, and the FITAN will be such that we will have no choice but to follow him as our Lord. Astaghfirullah. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect us from the fitna of Dajjal. Allahumma inna a'udhu fitnati Masih Dajjal. This is the dua that we have to recite every prayer, so that inshallah you and I at least are protected. If you have any comment, you can leave the comment. I do not have anything. Actually, I have few comments here. I don't think I can see them. Stranger. Yes, brother, we are living in a scary time. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. Inshallah, I'll be making more live videos and talk just about what is happening right now. We need to be in the Jama'ah. We need to be together to, inshallah, protect our iman. That's really what matters at the end of the day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.